Buenos días, alumnos, y feliz lunes. Quería compartir algo que tal vez ya saben, que por fin el sábado anunciaron quién ganó la elección del presidente nuevo de Estados Unidos. Aquí vean el mapa de los Estados Unidos. Y pueden ver que, si tal vez no sabían, ya pueden saber que Joe Biden fue elegido para presidente y la vicepresidenta va a ser Kamala Harris. Y es la primera vez que va a haber una mujer de vicepresidenta en la Casa Blanca. Entonces es un momento muy importante para la historia de nuestro país. Ella es la primera mujer en la Casa Blanca. Y no sé si sabían que su papá era negro del país de Jamaica, y su mamá era de la India. Los dos padres de ella fueron inmigrantes, así que no nacieron en Estados Unidos. Ella es la primera persona en su familia de nacer en Estados Unidos y ahora va a ser la primera mujer en la Casa Blanca como vicepresidenta. Muchas felicidades a ellos y están ustedes pasando por un momento de la historia de nuestro país. Quería comentarles a ustedes que el mes de noviembre es el mes de la herencia de los nativos americanos. Native Americans were the first people to live in what we now call the United States. They lived here first before anyone else did. This is a map of California, and all these different areas that are different colors represent a different Native American tribe just in California. Imagine how many more are all over the United States. In Sonoma County, we have different regions of Pomo. We have northern and southern and also central Pomo, and we also have coast Miwok. And that's just not people who used to live there. Native Americans still live here today in our county and all over the United States. So I'm going to share a story with you. It's called the Star People. It's a Lakota story, and the Lakota is a tribe in the Midwest in the plains. They were Plains Indians. So this is a story by S.D. Nelson, and I'm going to start reading it to you. You'll see some commonalities with other things that we've talked about. Young Wolf and I had wandered far across the prairie. Being his older sister, I wanted to show him the wonders of our world. Look up, brother. Do you see how Father Sun travels high in the sky during the day? And see beneath our feet? Mother Earth is alive with growing things. My little brother looked for a long moment, then said, Sister girl, I cannot see our village anymore. Let's stay for just a while longer, young wolf, I said. Then we will go back. We sat in the dry, sweet-smelling grass, watching the clouds drift overhead. Young wolf pointed and said, Sister girl, that cloud looks like a buffalo's head. We both laughed with amazement. That's an eagle, I cried. And horses, said young wolf. The cloud spirits are playing above us. I told my brother. Sometimes they take the shapes of animals or people. The clouds are alive, and we call them the cloud people. As the cloud people changed their shapes, the face of a woman emerged. Look, my brother gasped. Grandmother! Elk Tooth Woman had died that spring, and we missed her very much. As I looked, I realized the clouds had turned dark in the distance. Lightning struck the dry earth. The day is coming to an end, I told young wolf. Mother and father will be expecting us. Overhead, birds cried. Rabbits, deer, and other animals bounded past, their eyes wide with fear. Something was terribly wrong. I smell smoke, said young wolf. A prairie fire. We joined the fleeing creatures and ran for our lives. Mother, father, we cried, but our voices could not be heard above the roaring fire, and we had wandered so far from our village. The flames were catching up to us. The smoke made it impossible to see. I stumbled down a hill, and young wolf fell behind me. Rolling down the hill, I despaired. We would never see our home again, or our mother and father. In the next moment, we were in water. Water! In the blinding smoke, we had fallen into a stream. Come on, I cried to young wolf as I pulled him deeper. We clutched each other and hunched down. Only our heads poked up above the water. The fire leaped from bank to bank. Angry flames flew just over our heads. Sparks and ash fell on us, but we were not harmed. Then the fire was past us. flashing to nothing in the distance. "Look, brother," I said to young Wolf, who was softly crying. "We are safe. Be glad. The fire did not catch us." I coaxed him out of the water and up the bank. A strange blackened land stretched before us. I knew that I had made a mistake by wandering so far from home. Now I had no idea how to find our village, and the dark of night was near. I tried not to cry, but tears came to my eyes as I comforted my brother. "Sister girl," young Wolf said. "Sister girl, the stars are dancing." I looked up. High above us, the stars were becoming shapes, as the clouds had done that afternoon. First there was Coyote, and then a bear, hawk, and many other creatures, both animal and human. Chanting, the star people encircled us. "They are the spirits of the old ones who once walked on this earth," I told my brother. Young Wolf was first to see Elk-Tooth Woman dancing among them. "It's my grandma," he cried. "You are safe now, my little young Wolf," she whispered, holding out her arms. "I am here, my sister girl." I was delighted to see our grandmother. Young Wolf was happy but confused. He said, "Grandma, I thought I would never see you again." Smiling, she drew us close to her, tenderly rocking back and forth. Beneath a heaven full of stars, we fell into a deep sleep. Young Wolf and I dreamed of green prairies and our village. In our dream, we would see our mother and father. Both were searching frantically for us. They feared the fire had taken our lives. We called to them, "We are here, we are safe," but they could not hear us. In our dreams, raindrops patted upon the burned ground, wildflowers grew, and crickets chirped, moths fluttered about in the cool moonlight. Creatures crawled from the safety of their burrows: badger, lizard, turtle, rabbit. The wild ones gathered in a circle. Dancing, they chanted a joyous song. "Thank you, raindrops, the fire is gone. Thank you, sister moon, the fire is gone. Hey, yeah, hey, star people above, we are alive. Hey, yeah, hey." In our dream, grandmother and young Wolf lifted their feet to the beat of the drum. I joined in their dance. Together, we all gave thanks. In the morning, when we awoke, I felt an emptiness in my heart. I missed our parents. Young Wolf felt the emptiness in his stomach. "I'm hungry," he said. Elk-Tooth Woman laughed. She took us to a place where berry bushes had escaped the fire. We ate our fill. Then grandmother said she would take us home. We traveled a long time across the barren land. In places there were flowers and green grass untouched by the fire. That was a sign of hope. Finally, we came to a hilltop. Looking down, young Wolf howled. "There's our village!" I turned to grandmother. "Our mother and father will be so happy to see you again." She shook her head. "I can go no farther. I must return to my home in the sky." Young Wolf clutched Elk-Tooth Woman and would not let her go. Tears streamed down his round cheeks. I pleaded with her to stay. Drawing away from us, grandmother smiled and said, "Don't worry, my sister girl, my young Wolf. I will always be with you. The star people are always with you. Look up, and you will see me among the stars." So young Wolf and I returned home safely. Our parents wept with joy to see their children, and they were very angry with us for wandering so far from home. But ever after, when my little brother and I walked beneath the star-filled heavens, we felt comfort, for we knew our grandmother and all of the star people were watching over us. So that is the end of the story, and this is a little author's note that I'm not going to read all of it, but it does say that the character of Sister Girl is based on a real person. Sister Girl was the childhood nickname of my favorite cousin. She was born and raised on the Standing Rock Reservation in the Dakotas. And so this is based on a true story. So I hope you enjoyed the story of Sister Girl of the Star People. And I hope that you will always remember that November is Native American Heritage Month. And I hope I can share some more stories with you at our next assembly presentation. Thank you for listening.